The easiest way to get rich is to inherit. The second best way to get rich is knowledge and discipline. This is what you will learn in this book. This book would be great for someone who is starting their personal finance journey and looking for some guideline to make smart financial decisions and build wealth over time. Author Ramit Sethi is a very experienced financial expert who also runs a podcast and a YouTube page, which will be linked in the description of this video. He has spoken to over 1 million young people about managing their finances in the past decades. And in this book, he shares some straightforward and practical steps that you can follow in starting your personal finance journey and building up the life that you want. If you are a beginner in personal finance, you want to have easy maintenance and spend less time on your finances, but in the meantime, getting better results, and this is the book for you. Here are the 3 lessons that I learned from this book. Lesson 1, understanding that getting rich is not sexy. When we first want to learn about personal finance, the first thing that came in mind for many people would be investment. How can we profit from the market? Whether it's from stock, index fund investing, or crypto. As we approach late 20s or 30s, talking about investment kind of becoming the social currency as it makes us look very smart and sexy. I remember I started my personal finance journey by putting money into index fund and buying myself insurance. The author Ramit brings up a point that being rich isn't the same as being sexy, and it is, at least for the most of us, it's about those basic and tiny steps that we can do, such as budgeting, getting ourselves credit cards, building up our credit score, setting different bank accounts for different purposes, and paying our bills on time. And for sure, investment is one part of it. This process could be repetitive and tedious for some people, and it does require effort if we want extraordinary results. It is all about putting the money in the right place so that we can achieve our goals. Lesson number 2, done is better than perfect. The 85% solution. We often get too overwhelmed thinking we need to know everything in order to manage our money perfectly. Thinking that we need to learn about the stock market, how to read financial reports, do the perfect budgeting, optimize our saving, getting insurance, learning about different types of funds, and so much more. And this will lead us to doing nothing at all. And this reminds me of the book Atomic Habits. We often think massive success requires massive action. We underestimate the value of small improvement and action that we can make on a daily basis. Ramit brought up a very similar point that getting started is more important than becoming an expert, and getting 85% of the things right is good enough to get us the result that we want. The easiest way to manage our money is to take one step at a time and not worry about being perfect. And it is okay to make mistakes along the way, because it is better to make mistakes with small money so that we can avoid making the same mistake in the future when we have a lot more money. Understand that getting started is the first step that you need. Lesson number 3, define your rich life. Determine the amount of money we truly need to live a life that we want. Our goal here is not to become a financial expert, but to get a better understanding of our finances so that we can better use our money to live the life that we want. The question always comes back to the why. Ramit challenged me on thinking the why, and now I will challenge you to think of why you want to be rich and what you want to do with your wealth. To me, it's always to have the option to do and not do something, spend extravagantly on experiences, find a comfortable life for my family, and having the financial leverage to help others. So the question here is not just to get more money, but rather to think what I want and how much money do I need to achieve that. Focus on what you want, why you want it, and how to get there. Money is just a part of the equations. Of course, figuring out what you want in life, finding your purpose and meanings, or getting a dream life that you want, it's a huge topic itself. And I will share more content in the future, see if it comes in a little help for you. How do we actually get rich? Ramit shared a 6-week program in his book, and it will guarantee us some results if we follow these steps properly. Lewis Howe once shared on his podcast, by following these steps, he was able to clear his debts and have a big change in financial circumstances. I will share this 6-week program with you in brief so that you can kind of have an idea of what this system looks like. And I would likely do more video on each of the components in the future. Week 1, optimize your credit cards. You may be surprised that the first thing that you can do to get yourself rich is to get credit cards, because we have heard so many bad stories about overspending, late fees, and unauthorized charges. So the key with credit card is to build up a good credit score and payment history from a very young age so that we can enjoy low interest rate in the future on bigger purchases such as on our house and on a car, and this will end up saving us thousands of dollars on interest payment. If you live in a place like China, where the use of credit card is not a norm, we use digital payments such as Alipay and WeChat Pay more regularly. Getting yourself on credit and build up yourself good credit score from a young age is still a very smart thing to do. If you make payments on time, credit card can actually be seen as free short-term loans, where it helps you to track your transaction and spending a lot easier than cash.
Week 2. Beat the banks.
Ramit suggests us to have separate accounts for different purposes. A checking account is for spending and bills, and saving account is for deposits. We can use saving account for short-term saving goals such as vacations or Christmas gift, and also long-term goals such as save for weddings or a down payments of a house. Saving account usually earns an interest, so we rarely make a withdrawal from it. By keeping separate accounts, we are able to keep track of our saving and spending each month. Week 3. Get ready to invest. The first investment that you should make is to open a retirement account, such as the 401k or Roth IRA or other investment account if you live outside of the US. By doing this, you can enjoy tax benefits, and your company will match up a portion of your contribution, which means your company will match up every dollar you invest up to a certain percentage. And this essentially just means free money. It is also automatic investment, which means your money will be sent to your investment account straight without you doing anything, making saving compulsory. Week 4. A conscious spending plan. Ramit's idea on conscious spending is not to ask us to cut spending, but instead is to spend a lot on things that we love, but cutting back on things that we don't care that much. The conscious spending plan involves 4 buckets: fixed costs, investment, saving, and guilt-free spending. I see it as the idea of paying yourself last. There's a ladder of spending your money once you receive a paycheck. And because we prioritize our investment and saving, so whatever is left after that, we can spend freely without any guilt. Week 5. Automate your infrastructure. Automate your savings and investments. This is another key part of the book. It's the process of linking all your accounts. This will take you a few hours to set up the automatic system up front, but once it's set up, you only need to spend a very little time each month on your finances, and then have more time to do the fun stuff. To name a few of the steps that are mentioned in the book, you can connect your paycheck to your 401k account for direct transfer, and connect your checking account to your saving and investment account, and also set up direct payment from your credit card to pay off all your bills. The book actually provides more thorough steps, and that's why I would encourage everyone to go read the book so that you can spend less time and enjoy better results. Week 6. Long-term investments. The last part of this book is about learning different types of investment vehicles, such as index fund, mutual fund, life cycle funds, and other types of investments, because asset allocation is responsible for 90% of our returns. The one thing that I wish to see in an entry-level personal finance book is the awareness of insurance or the awareness of risks that we are exposed to in our daily lives. Ramit has a small section at the end of this book talking after we are all set with our investment, then we can look into insurance, which I disagree. Insurance is the safety net that we should all build to hedge the risk that will cause a huge damage to our finances before investing. That's the summary of the book, and I would encourage everyone to read it if you want to have easy maintenance on your finances. In my next video, I will share with you some of my thought process of how you can define your rich life. Depends on how long it will take me to make it. It will be linked somewhere here. I will see you next time.